In war zones, the danger is very real. So what are we journalists taught about how to stay safe while still getting the story? Here are 3 rules that I used every single day to stay alive. Number 1, every journalist can and should have training before they deploy into a dangerous situation. It's usually called hostile environment or emergency preparedness training. And we're taught by former military officers, usually special forces, on a whole variety of important scenarios. When you're reporting from inside a war zone, you don't know where the danger is coming from.
Where is everyone? Andre!
In Kyiv, Sky News correspondent Stuart Ramsey and his team were attacked. Camera operator Richie Mockler took 2 ammunition rounds to his body armor. Stuart was wounded. They barely made it out alive, passing bullets and taking cover down a 40-foot embankment. It's a miracle that they made it out alive. What do you do if you're kidnapped or held at gunpoint, or even how do you know when you check into a hotel whether it's safe to stay there? For the big networks, we take security personnel with us. You'll never see them on camera, but they're usually armed, they have GPS trackers, and they're former special forces themselves. Do you know how safe that makes you feel, knowing that there's a former special forces member with you wherever you go? Number 2, get local help. Now, if you're a war zone correspondent or a journalist, you know exactly what I'm talking about, but it's something that the general public never gets to see. When you see a famous TV correspondent in a foreign place, they almost always have local help to guide them.
Should we run that way?
Those are the most important people in journalism, and we never hear their names. Anytime I deployed, whether it was to Afghanistan, Syria, Iraq, or any other dangerous place, I always had local journalists on the ground, and let me tell you, they are amazing. They knew everything that was happening, from where the roadblocks were to when the next wave of bombings was going to be.
So this is what's left after the airstrike. We can still hear the buzzing of drones.
I can't count the number of times that our local teams have saved my life, and if any of you are watching out there, I want you to know how deeply grateful I am. Number 3, no story is worth your life. Repeat after me, no story is worth your life. Look, I get it, we're journalists, we want to change the world, and we know how to take risks. But those risks are never worth it if you're not going to come out of that environment safe and sound. At the end of the day, the best journalists always know where to draw the line. And look, you can't really help people if you are dead. So now that you know this, how should this affect the way that you watch the news, the way that you watch reports coming in from dangerous places? Well, number 1, when you see a journalist reporting from a war zone, remember all of the people that made it possible for that journalist to be there in the first place. That means thinking of their producers, their line editors, their security personnel, their security trainers, and most importantly, the local journalists on the ground who are making it possible for them to be there safely in the first place.
So the glasses aren't just a fashion statement, they're actually supposed to protect you in case there's shrapnel going to your eyes.